Hello, everybody. This is Dale Dickerson. I'm here with Coach Jason Russell for our Coaches Show. Coach, we had a great effort Friday night, just came up a little short.
Absolutely. Of course, we look at the score, 28-7 doesn't tell the story of the game. It was a close game all the way through the game, and then, they happened to tack on a couple scores there late and, made it look lopsided. I thought our kids played with great effort. Just we got to clean up some stuff, same problems we keep having with the penalties and just some stuff we've got to clean up, but we've still got a really good football team.
Well, we had a lot of offense on the running game, which has been our strong point this season. I know Traylon Oliver had, we don't have the final stats, but he had 158 yards of rushing in the first half with 15 carries, so he was averaging 10 yards a carry, which is pretty dead gum good.
You rush for 10 yards a carry, you're supposed to win, and you're supposed to put a lot of points on the board when you do that too. But the other part of that stat is we had 9 penalties in the first half, and now these penalties, I went through and just dissected it and looked at it, and you can see, almost every one of them. Now there's a couple of them that I'd say, okay, well, with high school football, you could call holding on every single play. You just can. You can call it on every single play. Now, with the exception of 2 or 3, I felt like they were there and they were justified calls this week. I really do. Now there were a couple of them that, I really didn't see it, but there's a lot of humanity in there. I don't know what they saw. But officiating wasn't the reason we lost the game. Our mistakes, the things that we did wrong to create the penalties, are the reasons that we didn't put up points in the first half and build ourselves a cushion when we were running the ball for 10 yards a carry.
All right, we've got a few plays here we're going to show today on our show that show some of the runs that Traylon Oliver had. We can go ahead and run our first play here. This was pretty early in the game.
Absolutely, got a little zone run there to the left. Breaks it for a big run. The way he hits the hole and his vision and our offensive line blocking, that's definitely the strength of our team right now is what we're able to do in the run game.
All right, let's show the next one.
He actually hits it out the backside on that one. We have a wrap play going on. We're wrapping the guard up in there, and then he hits it out the backside. Just vision, just sees it wide open off the backside there, and again makes another great run.
We noticed in the game that there were times when he kind of just slowed down and picked his hold. He didn't just hit the hole.
He's really starting to see and getting a rhythm and starting to see when it's time to be patient, when it's time to explode through the hole, and again, that's what good backs do. When they start getting in a rhythm like he's in right now, they start being able to just kind of know when it's time to slow down a little bit, know when it's time to push on the gas.
All right, let's take one more look at the next one. I thought he might go all the way on this one.
Yeah, we're so close to just hitting that just home run. The guy's catching us by the ankles or the shoelaces, as they would say. It's everything is so close, and I think that's an epitome of this team right now. We're so close in so many aspects of the game. Offensively, we do so many things. We're building up so many yards right now, but we've got to cut out our mistakes. We cut out our mistakes, now those yards turn into points, and when you're running the ball, that's scary for a lot of people, and we're controlling the line of scrimmage, and we're really able to run the ball right now. Defensively, you look at it. First half, they shut them out in the first half.
Yeah.
That's 7. I guess it would have been 8 points that they had given up in the last 3 quarters on defense. That's pretty strong defense.
Yeah.
The second half was a different story. If we could have combined what we did in the first half with what we did in the second half, it would have been a completely different outcome. But in the second half, defensively, we got some guys get out of position. They were being a little bit too aggressive, getting down into the box, and we had some big pass plays because of that, and some things that we got to clean up. In defense, yes, you can go make the play, and sometimes it may work out great if you do that. But when you're not doing what the defense is schemed to be and where you're supposed to be, eventually those kind of things always come back to bite you. And that's what happened to us in the second half.
All right, we do have the replay of our touchdown. Braden Wright had a little 10-yard scamper in for a touchdown. We'll see it.
Yeah, we go to an empty set with an H-back. We'll bring motion right here. We flash the motion. It was an automatic call. We knew we wanted him to run this, and so we flashed him across just to give eyes, a little bit of eye candy for the defense, take their eyes that direction, and come back and run to the left.
Well, again, that was another 10-yard run. So
Yeah.
We just ate the yardage up on the ground the first half. I noticed, when you talking about our defense, it looked like they were finding little spots in our zone that they're just jumping in there, maybe small distant passes,
Yeah.
but they would just find that open spot in the zone.
Absolutely. We were running what's called a cloud coverage on the back end over there, and where you squat the corner and you play the safety over the top, and you have your inside linebackers playing that hook to curl window. Well, what they started doing in the second half is they were motioning their H-back out. Okay, and so our inside linebacker, normally when we have back out, he runs with back out. Well, those two things were contradicting what his current assignment was. And then when that back would come out, he was flaring out with that. Well, that was opening up that window that they were hitting right there behind that zone. So kind of a confusion between the two defenses. Essentially what we have been doing and to what we were doing this week. We really shouldn't have been jumping that route because we actually had the flats covered by the corner. We had a squat corner, so he should have stayed back and he would have been sitting in that window.
Okay.
We also need to do a better job at middle linebacker, and our inside linebackers are dropping into that hook curl window, doing a better job once we read pass, turning and running and getting out there to affect that. So some things that we're definitely going to work on to fix that and take away that window for people.
Okay. I noticed that we didn't get a whole lot of pressure on their quarterback, but when we did, I noticed that there was one time he threw just a Hail Mary down the middle, and we went to intercept it and mistimed the jump, and they got a big completion out of that. But it showed that if we could get pressure on, we might have had a little bit different outcome.
I agree. We had that opportunity there. It was a missed opportunity on a drive they end up going and scoring on.
Right.
So those always hurt. Those missed turnovers are a big deal. Defensively, you want to make sure anytime you get a chance to take the football away, you do that. We had that one, and then we also had another scoring drive. They fumbled the ball. We had an opportunity to get it, but instead of falling on the ball, we tried to scoop and score, and the ball's still laying there, and they recover it. And so those are two. You take that away, there's 14 points right there that they scored off of, and two different opportunities that were missed by us.
Okay. Well, let's talk a little bit about next week. South Panola is always a big game on our schedule, and we haven't
Absolutely.
played them in a long time, so I know that that's going to be a stern test for us.
Well, absolutely. Of course, you flip on the film, they look like South Panola. They're big, they're strong, they're fast, they're all those things. But, we've got a really good football team, and I think our kids are going to be geared up, excited about playing in this game. Excited about the rivalry that used to be that, like I said, we hadn't played in a while, but when we used to play all the time, it was always a big game. And I'm sure they grew up hearing about the South Panola games, and, it's still something that's talked about around here. So I do think our kids are excited about the game. I think we got a good football team. I really do. We clean up our mistakes and our issues, and we've got a chance to compete with anybody.
All right, well, we got our first road contest, region game Friday night. We'll be playing at South Panola at 7 o'clock. For those that can't make it, we'll hope to show the game on TV, but we'd like to see a big contingent of OB fans on the sideline over there watching us play. So try to be there at 7 o'clock Friday night, and we'll see you next week. Thank you very much.